What if I told you that the secret to a happier, more effortless life isn't about doing more, but about doing less? Imagine trying to grasp a handful of sand. The tighter you squeeze, the more it slips through your fingers. But if you relax your hand, the sand stays. Life works the same way. The more we try to control, the more we struggle. But what if the answer is in letting go? Today we're diving into the ancient wisdom of Taoism, uncovering the power of letting go and how it can transform the way you live, work, and love. Stick around, because by the end of this video, you might just see the world in a completely different way. We live in a world obsessed with control. Governments monitor citizens, workplaces micromanage employees, and individuals cling to schedules, plans, and expectations. The current state of civilization is characterized by ongoing strivings for control, which is evident in the workplace and government surveillance, where employees and citizens are closely monitored and supervised. We're taught that success means taking charge and forcing things to happen. But what if this obsession with control is what's making us miserable? Taoism teaches that true mastery of life isn't about fighting the current, it's about flowing with it. This idea is best captured by the principle of Wu Wei, which translates to effortless action or non-interference. Instead of constantly struggling to control every outcome, Wu Wei suggests that we observe, understand, and work with the natural flow of life, rather than against it. Lao Tzu's philosophy favors a passive form of governance, which applies not only to ruling a state, but also to the governance of oneself, and is based on the idea that letting things go is the key to allowing nature to do its work. But how does this apply in real life? Let's take a simple example. Have you ever tried to force a conversation to go well, only to find that it feels unnatural and awkward? On the other hand, when you let go and just engage naturally, everything flows effortlessly. This is the essence of Wu Wei, letting things unfold in their own time, without unnecessary force. At first, letting go may seem like a weakness. In a world that celebrates hustle and ambition, surrendering control sounds counterintuitive. But true strength isn't about exerting force. It's about understanding when force is unnecessary. A critical look at ourselves reveals that a need for control prevails in many areas of life, including our relationships, surroundings, and future. But while control is necessary for survival, too much of it can be counterproductive. Lao Tzu, the legendary Taoist sage and author of the Tao Te Ching, believed that the softest things in the world could overcome the hardest. Water, for example, is fluid and yielding, yet over time it can carve through rock. In the same way, those who know when to yield, when to let go, often have more influence than those who try to dominate. The concept of Wu Wei and the power of letting go emphasize the importance of finding a balance between exerting influence and allowing natural processes to unfold, as excessive control can damage the natural flow of life, and silence can make the heart grow fonder. Take relationships, for instance. Many people try to control love, pushing for affection, approval, or validation. But attraction, like nature, cannot be forced. Just like a plant needs space to grow, love needs room to breathe. The more you chase something, the more elusive it becomes. But when you step back, it often comes to you effortlessly. The Taoists were aware that life is in a constant movement between opposites, such as high and low, light and dark, yin and yang, and that the most efficient way of living is to move along with the waves of existence. One of the biggest struggles in life is change. We fear losing jobs, relationships, or even our own youth. We cling to stability because we want certainty. But Lao Tzu reminds us that life is a cycle of highs and lows. Much like the movement of waves, resisting change is like trying to hold back the tide. It's exhausting and ultimately impossible. A passage from the Tao Te Ching states, "The living are soft and yielding, the dead are rigid and stiff." In other words, those who adapt, who remain flexible, are the ones who truly live. The strongest trees bend in the wind. the ones that refuse to sway, are the first to snap in a storm. Embracing change also applies to the concept of usefulness and uselessness, as observed by Taoist philosopher Wang Zi, who noted that usefulness depends on the circumstances and that what is useful in one situation may be useless in another. If you're struggling with change, maybe you lost an opportunity, ended a relationship, or faced an unexpected setback, ask yourself, am I fighting the current, or am I learning to flow with it? Many of us live in a future-driven mindset. We stress about what's next, our careers, our finances, our personal goals, rarely appreciating the present. But paradoxically, the more we focus on external outcomes, the worse we perform. Taoist philosopher Zhuangzi illustrated this beautifully with the story of an archer. When an archer shoots casually, his aim is perfect. But the moment he starts focusing on the prize, whether it's gold or recognition, his hands shake and he misses the mark. The lesson? When we're too attached to outcomes, we lose our natural rhythm. Modern science echoes this wisdom. The concept of flow state, where people are fully immersed in what they're doing, whether it's music, art, or sports, is proven to enhance performance. And the key to entering flow, letting go of overthinking and being present. The flow state is characterized by being fully engaged in the present moment, as if the activity is happening on its own, such as when a dancer becomes one with the dance, and the dance dances itself. The Taoist concept of not focusing on outcomes is comparable to the Stoic philosophy, which also emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment and letting go of desires for specific outcomes. In today's world, success is often measured by how much we accumulate: wealth, possessions, status. But Lao Tzu warns that excess can be a trap. The more we own, the more we must protect. The higher we climb, the more effort it takes to stay at the top. Taoist philosopher Wang Zi observed that animals, like birds or mice, take only what they need, never more. But humans, driven by ego and fear, hoard endlessly. Yet paradoxically, the more we simplify, the freer we become. Epicures and Lao Tzu also observed that living moderately is the key to happiness, and that using moderation can put us on a path to the Tao, which involves trusting the universe and accepting its ever-changing nature. Letting go of excess and striving allows nature to unfold and gives us the opportunity to become loose and supple, rather than rigid and brittle, enabling us to navigate through life with minimal effort. The power of letting go means floating along the stream of life without grasping for things, and cutting loose the weight that holds us back, allowing us to travel light and live a more sustainable life. This isn't to say ambition is bad. Rather, we should ask, are we pursuing things that truly fulfill us, or are we clinging to excess out of fear? So what does all of this mean for you? If you take away just one lesson from Taoism, let it be this. The more we let go of control, of fear, of unnecessary attachments, the more life flows effortlessly. The world moves with or without us. Our choice is whether to fight against it or move in harmony with it. Next time you find yourself stressing over an outcome, forcing a relationship, or resisting change, remember, the ocean doesn't struggle to reach the shore, and the wind doesn't force its way through the trees. Life unfolds when we stop grasping for control and start trusting the flow. So, are you ready to let go? Drop a comment below and let me know. What's one thing you're trying to control that you might need to release? Let's start a conversation. And if you found this video insightful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more wisdom on effortless living. Until next time, stay present, stay fluid, and go with the flow.